Today on Plug and Play and Review, we're checking out the 2004 Jakks Pacific release of The Batman.
The city cries out for justice, and only Batman can restore order to the urban chaos of Gotham City. Battle his greatest arch-rivals in 5 action-packed episodes loaded with gadgets, powerful moves, and clever villains. Join the Dark Knight in his crusade against crime.
Just to be clear, this plug and play is based off of the Batman animated series that ran from 2004 to 2008, and not Batman the Animated Series, The New Batman Adventures, Batman Beyond, or Batman the Brave and the Bold. Shaped like a Batarang, the controller is comfortable, responsive, and not very heavy even with the batteries installed. Even though the blues look like they might light up, they don't. They just look like that for some reason. I can tell that the internals are made with cheap parts, and it does become a point of failure in this plug and play. I did buy it from a thrift store, so God only knows how it was treated before I got it, but this specific one is at a point where it's beginning to have issues. Sometimes when pressing multiple buttons simultaneously, only one will register, and the D-pad can feel floaty. The audio will only come through if I hold the cable at a specific point, and if it ever moves, the game goes silent. Speaking of the audio, it's mono again, which is specifically lame this time around because the soundtrack is really good, but I'll talk about that later. Overall, despite the issues with the internals, it's up there with the better of the controllers we've seen before, and honestly, I'm just happy that we didn't get another joystick. The Batman is spread out across 5 episodes. Joker, Firefly, Mr. Freeze, and Bane are initially unlocked, containing 5 levels each and can be played through in any order. Once they are completed, the mysterious 5th episode of 2 levels can then be played. It's not really a spoiler telling you that the final chapter is based around Penguin because the trademark screen during the startup clearly shows the Penguin and Cobblepot Manor in the list. There are 3 difficulty options to choose from between easy, medium, and hard, and 3 save slots, as this game automatically saves your progress as you advance. The different types of stages include detective levels, beat-em-up levels, side-scrolling shooter levels, racing levels, and platforming levels. You'll be aided by gadgets like Batarangs and your Bat-Grapple, as well as vehicles like the Batmobile, Bat-Cycle, and Bat-Boat. There is fall damage, but I'm going to let that slide this time around. Once you finish the first 4 levels, you'll find yourself fighting the boss of the episode. There are 3 design choices here that can make the gameplay feel pretty clunky if you don't understand how they work. First, the Batman does use all 8 directions of the D-pad in one way or another. While Batarangs can be thrown in front of you, straight up and on upward diagonals, the Bat-Grapple is limited to just up and diagonal. Right and upright, or left and up left, both shoot at the same angle. To grapple upwards, you have to press the X button and either remember to take your thumb off the D-pad or perfectly press only the up button. Otherwise, it's going to send you flying off to the side. Second, Batman can't just turn around. He'll continue to take a step in that direction. You always have to take that into account or you'll find yourself walking into hazards or off ledges. Third, the distance to your enemy will dictate whether Batman throws a Batarang or kicks and punches, but it is possible to find yourself at an awkward range that is too far to connect with a kick but too close for a Batarang to be thrown. I want to spotlight the detective levels quickly because somebody put substantial work into the contents of the objects. There are tons and tons of things to search when investigating, and when I say there's a lot, I mean there's a lot, and I swear that no 2 desks have the same description attached to them. Levels roll directly into the next once completed. This is one of the designs that I loved about the Scooby-Doo plug and play, and it fits great here as well. It makes everything feel more like a TV show and is a simple way to keep everything moving along. Some stages can be a bit on the longer side, but the developers have nicely added a few mechanics to help you. Checkpoints, progress bars, and object markers all help you make your way through the levels. When you're sleuthing, there are markers to show where a key item can be used. If you're missing it, the marker will be blue, but when you find it, the marker changes to red. Unlike my GBA to Z videos, I record the plug and plays directly from the source. Due to the build quality and output style of the controller, the picture is nowhere near as sharp as it could be. I'm not going to single out the Batman for the downgraded picture quality because it's an issue across all plug and plays. With that being said, the animation, color, and graphics are all pretty great here, and I'm sure if there's a ROM of it floating around, everything really pops. Batman's cape flows as he moves, the character and boss designs are on point, and the environments look great. If there's ever music from a game that I review that doesn't do a whole lot for me, I'll just use it in the background and move on. But the Batman's music is actually good, so I'm going to show off some of the songs now. Over the years, Batman and Spider-Man have no doubt had some of the best conversions from comics to video games. Batman Returns and Maximum Carnage are both retro classics. The Insomniac Spider-Man games were great and sold insanely well. And the Arkham series might be the pinnacle of superhero adaptations. I'm bringing that up because coincidentally, they also have some of the best conversions to plug-and-plays, and believe it or not, Tiger Electronics games as well. Spider-Man has had around half a dozen plug-and-play releases over the years, and forgetting about the Villains of Gotham City motion-controlled atrocity, Batman has really only had one, and this is it. If you're looking to finally add a plug-and-play to your collection, the Batman is probably in the top 3 that I've ever featured on this channel. It's designed to be enjoyable for gamers of all ages, even if hard mode is borderline impossible to beat. Like I said before, the controller is going to be the breaking point, but if you're able to find a brand new one, you might not have any issues with it. Next time on Plug and Play and Review, we're taking a look at Fantastic Four. Stay nerdy. I'm out.
Getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on.
I got a raging nerd on.